Hello my loves and welcome back to my channel. Today it is Vlogmas day 2 and as promised we're going to be doing the rest of my top 3 in every category. So today's focus is on eyes and lips. I am excited for this one. I'm not particularly going to go in any sort of order because everything is kind of strewn out. I've got far more honourable mentions for this one than from the other one. But yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into it. I'm going to go with some of my favourite things first. So let's talk about pigments. So my 3 favourite pigments, I can't believe I managed to whittle this down to 3. Bear in mind, every pigment from these brands is beautiful. So the first we've got Kaima Tutti Frutti. I have got a discount code with Kaima, which will be in the description box if you want it. I absolutely adore Tutti Frutti. It's a super reflective kind of mylar flake kind of consistency. It gets everywhere, super messy to work with, but it is absolutely beautiful. Then we've got Prism from Pro Glitz. I love Pro Glitz pigments, but this is definitely my favourite. This is quite similar to Tutti Frutti in its colour tone, so it's got that kind of blue reflect, the pink, the orange. But this is a very, very finely milled pigment. I love mixing this with some sort of pigment primer or Inglot Duraline. It just looks beautiful. And then the third and final one is Mermaids from Peaches and Cream. Super, super affordable pigments for a start. Love them all. The matte ones are great as well. This is a white with a very, very kind of heavy blue reflect. But in some lights it does have a little bit kind of warm orangey kind of pinkness to it. This is beautiful. I used this on my little cousin for a prom. She was wearing a blue dress but wanted neutral makeup and it looked absolutely gorgeous. I then got some pretty glitters. So I actually picked out, without even meaning to, Kaima's, they call them the Super Galaxy Cream Flakes. This is also in the shade Tutti Frutti. So these two paired together are like mwah, a match made in heaven. Tutti Frutti, again, it's basically the same shade as the pigment because it's not so messy. I'll open it up for you. This has just basically got every colour of the rainbow in it and it is stunning. Why can I not get this off? I would not recommend eating these. They do not taste good. But this is, I mean, just look at that. It's absolutely gorgeous. So reflective. It's just, I love these kind of glitter gels as well. They make glitter so easy. Then we've got Glisten Snow, which is not quite as kind of multi-layered as the Kaima one. This is a white with lots of pink in it and an ever so slightly kind of blue tint to it. These glisten flakes, again, are beautiful. Just get a little bit out and swatch it for you. So that's what that one looks like. I honestly don't know whether you can see these because of my lights. But this is just a really pretty, like, pinky, kind of orangey, very much my vibe. I use this one a lot, although all the other glisten ones are beautiful as well. This one is by far my favourite. Okay, and then we have got Magical Makeup. This is Pastel Rainbow. This is like a purple pink kind of base, but this reflects all the colours of the rainbow. So gorgeous. I feel like you'll be able to see this one much better. So as you can see, it is like a blue purple base, but it's just got every single colour in it. It's absolutely beautiful. Honestly, I would smother myself in this if I could. But this is really great. I love the Magical Makeup liquid shadow, not liquid shadows, like jelly eyeshadows. They're really beautiful. And as I said again, I just think they're so much easier to work with and you still get some really, really intense kind of high power glitter payoff. Now, would this be a me video about eye products that I love if it didn't include wet liners? Absolutely not. So I've got a couple here. First off, I don't even have to introduce these, the Glisten Split Liners. You all know these are my absolute favourite. I just picked out a couple of shades today. So this one's like a deep pink and red mix, purple and lilac, kind of a more like true pink. We've got green and green. I love Glisten. I must own about 100 or so wet liners. And I bought myself their advent calendar as well, so you know, even more wet liners to add. But I did also want to mention the Soother ones. These are the Hydro Effects. They're kind of the way I sort of got into wet liners. So we've got the Cherry Bomb shade, and then Scrunchy, which is a bright pink, which is also UV activated. Like I said, these are sort of the way I got into wet liners. These are really great. I just think Glisten do a much, much larger spectrum of shades, whereas Hydro Effects from Soother is still kind of your basics, your blue, your yellow, your green, if that makes sense. And then did want to also mention these little Makeup by Tammy liner palettes as well. So we've got the pastels, and then we've got the Dark Stars Cake Liner palette. I think these are really, really great quality. The only thing is that the packaging is a bit rubbish. These pans tend to fall out because the glue's obviously not great with water, which you need to activate the liners. But I think these are really great palettes. They're nice and compact. If I'm kind of traveling anywhere and I don't have much room for makeup, these are the kind of things I grab to come with me because they just take up virtually no room. Might as well keep on the theme of eyes. It only seems sensible. Eye primers, the Beauty Bay one, which I actually finished this year, so I don't have. Nars Smudge Proof eyeshadow base. This one is probably almost empty as well, to be fair. It's like a white base. And then the one I'm obsessed with at the moment, Too Faced Shadow Insurance. You guys know I love this one. I use it in pretty much every video I film. It's just a great eyeshadow primer, and it smells really nice because it's Too Faced. It smells like cocoa butter. It just smells really good. I know some people won't be into that, but I like it. Right, paints are something I wanted to mention because I love a good paint. First off, we've got the Glisten Spectra paints. Out of the three, these are definitely the most, I don't want to say loose because that seems like a bad word, but these are the most kind of liquidy out of all of the three I'm mentioning today. They're almost like a water-based paint. I don't know. I really love these. They are so vibrant. You can create such fun looks with these. I love doing kind of like a impressionism kind of vibe with these. They come in all the kind of colours that you'd want, the kind of primary colours if so. And yeah, I just think they... Also, a little goes a super long way with those, and I'm still obsessed with the look I created when these first came out. It's actually up on my channel, so if you do search Coleoftheball Glisten Spectra Paints, you'll find it. It's a super fun, kind of really vibrant kind of cut crease. Then I wanted to mention the Demessa Myrix Colour Fix. These actually come in 3 formulas. So you've got the matte, you've got the foils, and then I do think they also do like a kind of shimmery version. So I've got Chosen, which is bright purple, this one called Alien, which I'm obsessed with, and then Real Love, which I actually recently used in a video. These are slightly thicker than the Glisten paints, but still not as thick as the ones I'm going to mention next. But they're just really beautiful. I find these a great way to get really quick pigment on the eye. If you're into kind of one and done shadows, I think wearing those and using them as kind of like one and done, just all over the lid and finished shadows would be great. This Real Love shade is incredible for like a burgundy smoky eye base. I feel like if they did, if I had the black, that would be amazing for that kind of vibe as well. And then I also wanted to mention the P. Louise Acid Rain paints. These are my favourite for putting in the waterline. I haven't actually tried either the Demessa Myrix or the Glisten in my waterline because they just feel a little bit thin for that. Whereas, as you can see from the peelaways, these are much thicker. Like, it just comes out in one big, like, log, basically. So I just take a little angled brush. I just wiggle it on the top a bit, and it gives me a great kind of waterline liner. These are also really great for cutting the crease. They're just a really cool product. And I do get they're not something that everybody would use, but I find I get a use out of a lot of these kind of paints. Right, okay, a couple more eye bits. Liners. The Made by Mitchell ones are fantastic. They come in a huge variety of colours. I've got so many. They last pretty well in the waterline. I would say if you wear them for a whole day, you probably would only have to touch them up once if that's something you kind of want to do. But they are great. I did want to mention the MAC Colour Excess pencils. A little bit more expensive, but if you are in the lookout for kind of a really great quality bright pencil, this lilac shade is so stunning. I really need to pick up they do like a bright green and they do like a corally shade. I really want those as well. They are literally never in stock. So yeah, these are gorgeous. And then I did want to mention a kind of more budget option. The Rimmel Scandalizer are my absolutely favourite basic liners. The black, the nude, the navy blue. I do think they also do a kind of like a burgundy shade. I really wish they'd bring these out in more shades because I think they are such good quality. They are so affordable. They're so creamy. They're so blendable. Going on the waterline, it's so easy. I just think these are incredible pencils and they definitely need to bring some more shades out. In fact, I know people who've been obsessed with these for like 10 years. So I'm like, why, Rimmel? Why? Right, I think, no, we're not moving on to lips. We've got one more category, mascaras. I have a bit of trouble with mascaras. Basically, the only mascara in the world that I wear consistently and it doesn't end up down my face is Lancôme Hypnose Drama Waterproof. This is without doubt my absolute favourite. If I could only buy one mascara, it wouldn't bother me because I love this one. But I did want to mention too that I really love the look of. I do just fine because I've got watery eyes. They sort of end up running down my face. So MAC Stack Mascara. This one is beautiful. So lengthening. So like dark black. It gives you kind of like fairy lashes. I do quite want to try, I think there's a waterproof version of this to see if it does run down my face because I love the way this one looks. And then if you're big into chunky thick lashes, KVD Go Big or Go Home is an absolutely amazing one. It's got a really, really chunky brush and it just does that gorgeous, like, I don't want to say clumpy look, but it really pulls them together and gives them that volume that I know some people love. So they're my three top mascaras. If the other two both came in waterproof, I feel like I'd love them as well, even for my watery eyes, but right now Lancôme is way at the top. Right, now we are moving on to lips. These are more in terms of formulas rather than colours. I just sort of picked a few out of each kind of range. So first off, let's do lip liners. This is Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. I love the Charlotte Tilbury lip liner formula. Pillow Talk is definitely my favourite shade, as you can tell. It's teeny tiny, but I love this formula. It's very creamy, whilst also being like thick enough to make sure your lipstick doesn't slide or move into the lines around your lips. This is a fairly new one to my collection. It's the Too Faced Lip Injection Extreme Lip Shaper. These are wild. These are hella spicy. If you do not like plumping lip products, do not buy these because you will hate them. I love it. I absolutely love it. This is super, super tingly, but the formula is beautiful. It's really soft, easy to work with, but does a great job of keeping your lips exactly how you want them. This is Post-Op Pink, which I love. And then the Made by Mitchell liners. This one is Selling Cookies, but these are the All Trip All Lip No Trip. Why is that so hard to say? Selling Cookies is probably my favourite shade again, but I do love the whole formula. This is a kind of it's like a baby pooped brown, I would almost describe it as, with like a really light peach in the middle. This one looks absolutely gorgeous. Right, okay, liquid lip formulas. I haven't actually got one of them here, but one of them is the Give Me Glow lip kit. So the trios with the liquid lipstick, the lip liner and the lip gloss. That liquid lipstick formula is so beautiful. It's very light, very comfortable on the lips. But the two I have got here, Nars Power Matte Lip Pigments. These are my favourite liquid lipsticks. These are almost not even a liquid lipstick. They are so thin, so comfortable on the lips. This is a gorgeous red shade, but they've got some really beautiful shades all together. And then the Too Faced Melted Mattes. I mentioned a couple of these. Autumn Winter Lip Roundup that were really dark shades. But this is Child Star and Sellout, which are just perfect kind of everyday shades. These are a little more kind of like your traditional liquid lipstick, a little bit drier than the NARS and a little bit thicker. But if I want like a long-lasting lipstick that I know I don't have to worry about, these are beautiful. And I love these two shades like paired together, doing like a bit of an ombre lip. I think they look great together. Right, okay. I'm going to do lipsticks and then I will do my kind of honourable mentions. There's far more in this category than there was in the one in my face one. But matte lipsticks, Charlotte Tilbury Matte Revolution lipsticks. These are absolutely gorgeous. I have done a lip swatch with my collection. But these lipsticks are creamy, comfortable, but give that kind of beautiful matte look. I really love these, and I've fully just stabbed my nail in that one. Melt matte lipsticks. These are not really talked about, so underrated. This is the shade Hoe is Life. Bit of an odd name, but I love this shade. It's actually the one I'm wearing today. It's just, these are like, they feel quite dry when you first apply them, but when you kind of work them into the lips and they kind of settle to your lips' warmth, they are so comfortable, which is so strange to me. And then the final formula for matte, I love the Huda Beauty matte lipsticks. These, don't get me started, are a pain in the arse. I've never had one that hasn't broken, but this formula is absolutely gorgeous. It is creamy. It's just so nice. They feel a lot more like the Charlotte Tilbury, so a lot less dry and kind of matte than the Melt ones. And I just think they're great. The only thing with these ones, I don't find they last as long as the Melt and the Charlotte Tilbury. But from my point of view, from wearing a bullet lipstick, I'm expecting to top it up anyway, so it's not something that bothers me. More kind of creamy, satiny, lustery formulas. I picked out MAC's. These are the Love Me lipsticks. But basically, MAC Love Me, MAC Luster, MAC Luster Glass, all gorgeous satiny formulas. These ones are kind of more pigmented, more like an amplified formula. But I find these to be less slippy than the amplified formula. I find that one can really, really move around, whereas these have got a bit more kind of satinness to them. Urban Decay Satin lipsticks. This is oat. This is oat milk, sorry. This is, they actually call them cream lipsticks, my apologies. This is one of my all-time favourite lipstick shades. It is very pale, but these are just so creamy and glossy and beautiful. I did also want to pull out the Clinique Lip Pops. These are super bright shades, but I just find they sit so nicely and they don't kind of end up everywhere. They've got some really bright shades. Again, like I said in my face and brow version, I don't think Clinique gets enough hype. They've got some beautiful products that nobody ever talks about. Right, for just before we go into the kind of honourable mentions category, let's do glosses. Another one from the drugstore here, actually, Maybelline Lifter Glosses. These are great. They're so comfortable, hydrating, got a nice amount of pigment. This one is my absolute favourite. This one, sorry, it's the shade Moon. It's like a shimmery peachy pink. I really like these. I think they're very good quality. I feel like Maybelline really do lip products well. I know a lot of the ones I mentioned in my autumn winter lip roundup were Maybelline. So like I mentioned, the vinyls and the Superstay sticks. But I love these glosses too. On the entire other end of the spectrum, Dior Lip Addict Maximizers. Favorite plumping lip gloss. This is actually one in the old packaging. It's the number 12, which I think is Rosewood. These are so beautiful. Absolute favorite. Let's pass them on now. They're not too tingly, but they are still tingly, if that makes sense. And I love those. And then somewhere in the middle, was I not going to mention Fenty? Of course I was going to mention Fenty. Are these my favourite lip glosses? I think this is my favourite lip plumper. But these are my favourite lip glosses. I love the cream formula. I love the heat formula. I love the normal shimmery formula. Oh, they're just gorgeous. Cream ones are almost like a liquid lipstick. This is cupcaking. They're like very, very thick, very pigmented glosses. And then this is one of my absolute favourite shades from Fenty. It's Fuchsia Flex. I think this was in last year's Christmas sets, but I want to say they've re-released it, or it can now be bought on its own. But it's a gorgeous like berry shade with lots of sparkle in it. Such great lip glosses. Right, finally, let's do these honourable mentions. So I'm going to whiz through these because they're just on their own. P. Louise Cut Carver. Favourite thing to cut my crease with. It means I don't have to use Vaseline, which I think is greasy and gross and ugh. This is like a slightly less greasy version of Vaseline, basically. Great for cutting the crease. Just makes it so much easier. I did mention this before when I was talking about the pigments, but Inglot Jewelry Line, the best product I own in my collection for everything, basically. If you've got a liner that's gone dry, pop a bit of this in. Mascara feels a bit weird, pop a bit of this in. You left something in the car that you shouldn't have left in the car and you want to kind of loosen it up again. This is what you need. Pigments, make them into a liquid. It just makes my life so much easier. This stuff is amazing. If you don't have this in your collection and you're big into your makeup, buy it. It's like 12 quid and it does everything. And I know some people are like, but I don't need that. And you're like, yeah, but you don't need it until you know you need it. And then you have it and you're like, oh, this is making my life so much better. Anyway, that was heavy rambling. A couple of Maybelline Mitchell bits. The metallic liners, I've fallen in love with these this year. They are so vibrant and they just look so damn cool. Like, they're just so pretty. So pretty. And then the blush lights. No, blush disco. This is the new shade, which is called Bubble Trouble, which is meant to be like Drip Drip's gold sister. It's absolutely gorgeous. I wear Drip Drip all the time as well. Very pigmented, sparkly, great for this time of year. Then we've got the Charlotte Tilbury Hypnotize Pop Shot in Ultraviolet Multi-Dimension. I don't particularly go for any of these because they're all very neutral, but when I saw this one launched, I was like, I need it. This is my favourite kind of purpley lilac in a corner shade. It's absolutely beautiful. It's got a little bit of a blue reflect. I feel like we've seen this from Charlotte Tilbury now and I'm like, but you could do colourful shadows and they would be so good. So I'm really hoping we see some more colour from Charlotte Tilbury, but I love that. And then I did just want to mention finally the Glisten Juicy Tint lip stains. I'm not really one for kind of lip stains. I sort of forget they exist, but this is the shade Strawberry. These are a fairly new release from Glisten, and it's just really lovely. If I don't want to faff about with lip product, if I don't want to wear something that I can feel on my lips, this is a great one to turn to. So I feel like this one was even more mammoth and even more rambly than the last one, but that's it for today. I really do hope you did enjoy this. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more from me, hit subscribe, and if you want to make sure you don't miss any of the Vlogmas videos, hit the bell icon and YouTube will notify you every day in December that I'm posting again. I do hope you did enjoy this. Love you lots, and I'll see you next time. You've been fabulous. I've been Coleoftheball, and I'll see you next time. Bye.